Hello, UCAR. Peter Christensen here, coming to you from the CEO's desk. Going to talk about some basics, offer and acceptance kind of stuff. Had a great question come in asking about accepting an offer. And so the scenario was something like this. An offer came in. The seller really liked the offer, had an addendum on it, totally agreed to the addendum, but just wanted to counter the price. But kind of wanted to let the buyer know, you know, we accept all the other terms, but let's just fix this price. And so the question came in, can we accept the terms of Addendum 1 and what it does to the REPC, but counter just the price? So that was the question that was posed. And a great question. It just goes down to the fundamentals of what happens with offer and acceptance. And so in reality, you got to accept the offer in its entirety. You got to accept the price and the terms and the in Addendum 1. You can't selectively pick parts of the offer to accept. So you have two choices. You can accept the offer as it is with the price the buyer sent and then try to negotiate the price. Now, clearly, the danger in that is that you're now under contract and the buyer says, yeah, I don't want to change the price, and you're stuck because you can't unilaterally change that, and the seller doesn't really have a lot of options to get out of the contract once they're under contract. So probably not the most attractive option. Option number 2 is to simply counter. And you mark counter, so that was the question too. Do I mark counter on the REPC and the addendum? Technically, probably only need to mark it on the addendum. I would mark it on both just for clarity's sake. And then counter with the price. Because what do we know from the blank addendum? So you're going to probably counter with a blank addendum and just put price to be this. Well, that then brings in everything from the prior offer that's not contradicted by the counteroffer addendum. And so all those things stated in Addendum number 1, it would be assumed you're agreeing to them. Now, I probably, again, for clarity's sake, I would probably list out all the items in Addendum 1, in Addendum number 2 as my counteroffer, just reiterating I agree to all of these things in Addendum number 1, and then add price to be whatever you're countering the price for. And that way it's clear to the buyer, I'm accepting all your terms. Now, what if buyer doesn't accept that? Have you done anything by accepting those terms? No, you haven't accepted the whole contract. And so if the buyer says no and leaves, there's no contractual obligation by either person because you have not accepted the offer, again, in its entirety. Somewhere in my mind, it's called the mirror image rule. I don't know if I made that up or if there really is a term called the mirror image rule, but basically you can only accept the contract as it's handed to you. You have to accept the whole thing like you're looking at it in a mirror. You can't pick and choose parts. Hopefully I made that clear. So yeah, good question. I love these. I love those fundamental questions on contract formation. They're important right now. We're seeing a lot of contract formation issues with this crazy market and the frenzy. You got to get it right. Time is of the essence with these offers, so we want to get them right the first time, not leave any lag where we're not sure what's going on with the contract. So remember, this is not legal advice. This is legal information only. If you need specific legal advice, please contact your attorney. Thanks for tuning in. Leave us comments if you have topics you want us to cover, and have a great day.